heard a raggedy bitch who ain't peaked since 1987. Had so much negative shit to say about that woman's album, how it's devil worse. Bitch, you got hoes out here talking about arthritis, taking arthritis pills now because they neck and they back is hurting. You the same bitch that got a motherfucker bitch out here taking Dome's back pills and got hoes at the chiropractor right now. Because their neck and back hurting. And the same motherfucking hoe who got a porn whore on your shit.
If any motherfucker ever needed to sit they stupid ass down.
Having this moment, I think more guys who are gay in hip hop should come out.
Yes. Do you think there's more?
Girl. I mean, come on. But like, I think,
sounds like you know something.
But people should only come out.
We all know, child.
But people should only come out when they're comfortable coming out.
How y'all doing, bitches? Yeah. Welcome to another brand new episode of the Chris Avalon Show.
Unfiltered, filtered.
Well, hello. Oh, please hold. I thought I was ready, bitch. Let me move that out the way. Anyway, hello everybody. How you doing? Welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. I'm your host with the most, Chris Avalon. And yes, for the next 2 hours, we'll just give you all a brief little situation. Hey, go on. Oh, you tried it, Robert. It's about some hello, queen. Love you though. This show basically, I had to move my laundry. Yes, I'm in the boudoir. I had to move my laundry out the way. I was like, we're not gonna have y'all see that up in here. But anyway, basically the first hour we just do a countdown of all the hottest celebrity tea that is going on, or the celebrity topics and everything that's going on in entertainment, gossip, celebrity news, whatever you want to call it. And then the next hour, we basically just focus on a lot of the LGBT news. So we got a lot of LGBT news. We're going to talk about Blonde Christopher done dropped his, wait, what? Click settings and virtual background. Oh. I don't know where all that is right now, and I'm in the middle of a show. Hold on. Oh, come on, virtual background. Come on, one of these. Oh, there she go. Oh, look. I'm behind a brick wall, bitch. How that look? Oh, come on, cisgender. Well, that's cute or whatever. Look at me being all technological in the middle while I'm doing live stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, she's talking about, please hold. Y'all don't want to look like I'm in some house in Boca Raton. Anyway. So yeah, basically we just do a lot of LGBT news and all that good stuff. Oh, she cute or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, we got our good old virtual background. We're gonna be doing a lot of topics and stuff today. We got a lot of tea to talk about. So we got Wendy Williams back in the news being a hot ass mess. We got Neo and his wife and they drama. We got some View tea, and especially we got a clip to play. Apparently, Rosie O'Donnell and Elizabeth Hasselbeck, their feud is apparently back on. So we got that clip for y'all. I don't know if y'all seen it, but we're definitely gonna play that. We're gonna talk about this whole you know, I'll be doing shit on the fly. This whole HBO Max Warner Media drama and stuff that's going on with that, we're definitely going to break that down. I'm going to assure you people, as y'all will watch, that David Zaslav knows what the fuck he's doing. Because a lot of people apparently are online getting their titties in a twist, having conniption fits, they're freaking out, all that good stuff. Excuse me. We're going to talk about Kim K. We got some Real Housewives of New Jersey news. Because what's her name? Teresa is getting married today to that man, which... I think they're getting a divorce. That marriage ain't gonna last. So she's getting married today, and there's drama between her brother, and her sister-in-law. So we're gonna talk about that and a whole lot more. But before we get into our top, and we're gonna talk. We got a lot of Beyonce tea and stuff to talk about today too. So we're definitely gonna get into that. But before we do, I just want to talk about some stuff that I did. So today I went to go see Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, and I liked the movie. I thought it was really good. I thought Brad Pitt was funny. I was gonna say phenomenal, but he's an actor. Like, I like a lot of the stuff he does. But he was pretty good in the movie. I liked Aaron Taylor Johnson. Oh my god, that man is so fine. I just like looking at him regardless. But he was getting man up in this movie. Anyway, so I liked him and Ryan Tyree Henry, who played twins, Tangerine and Lemon. I like their dynamic. I like a lot of the dynamic of the characters of the movie. You know, Hiroyuki Sanada. I love whenever he's in anything. I can't wait to see him in John Wick. I always like when they put him in a lot of Japanese movies. I loved him, even though the movie wasn't that great. He was the best thing in Mortal Kombat. He played Sub-Zero. So, he didn't play Sub-Zero. He played Scorpion. That's what he played. I was like, wait a minute, he didn't play Sub-Zero. That was my other dude from The Raid, who played Sub-Zero. But anyway, so I liked a lot of the characters they brought in. Now, even Bad Bunny was good, even though he was in the movie for like a minute. But he was in the movie. I liked him in it, being in it. Zazie Beetz, a lot of the characters, a lot of people that have been in David Leitch movies. Bad Bunny did what he needed to do for the short amount of time he was in it, but I don't know if he's got the chops to carry a movie. So I'm a little worried about this lead superhero role that he's going to be playing all by himself. First of all, I know Bad Bunny, if you're trying to do an American movie, you might want to learn a little English. I know his English is not that good, and I like the fact that he's bilingual and he's learning, but if you're going to be an American movie, I don't necessarily know how they're going to... I don't even know how can you make a side character that nobody's really familiar with good anyway, because quiet as it's kept, Sony hasn't been really good doing a lot of their side characters. Like, Morbius was a piece of shit. I don't trust this Craven the Hunter movie because I heard some bad things about that too. And then you got this side character he's playing. What is it? Is it El Muerto? I think it's who he's playing. So he looked good in the movie. A lot of fighting and all that stuff. So yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. It got a little stale like midway. There were a lot of the jokes didn't really land, but for the most part, I was thoroughly entertained by it. It's a cute movie. I don't think it's gonna. It's like I don't think it's gonna be as like a big box office hit. It'll probably garner a cult following, but for the most part, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It kind of gave me Kill Bill vibes, and Crank and a lot of that. It kind of had that whole vibe going for it. David Leitch has been making a lot of really interesting movies, so I liked it. But another movie I actually got to see. Because I was keeping busy. I watched 2 movies yesterday. So I watched They/Them, the queer horror movie with Kevin Bacon, where he plays a guy that runs a conversion therapy camp, conversion camp, whatever the hell you call it. And they had like at least a good, 10, 11 kids there who are trying to go straight or whatever. And while all this is happening, the torture and this, that, and the third, there's a serial killer running around the camp, a la Friday the 13th style. And of course, how prominent that you would have someone like Kevin Bacon in the film, because Kevin Bacon was in the original Friday the 13th. So I kind of like the little nod to that whole vibe and everything with that. I like the premise. I like the concept, the twist, and all the other stuff that came up in it. And, the whole serial killer on, and why the killer was doing what they were doing. But I felt like the movie really didn't stick the landing for me. I felt like it should have been a lot more blood and killings and stuff going on in there. Like really giving me that Friday the 13th type of vibe. I really wanted more of that. And then the ending to me felt a little bit Glee. There was even a Glee moment in there. Like they all start breaking out in the song and dance of Pink's Effing Perfect. I was like, chill. It was cute in the beginning, but I was like, okay, really? But then, and I like the person that played Jordan, the trans non-binary character. I don't know if they're trans and non-binary in real life, and they worked it into the script because sometimes I don't know, they like to be a little meta. But for the most part, I like the character of Jordan. I thought they did a phenomenal job with what they were given. I also like the trans girl that was giving me Kelly Rowland realness. Like that was the girl I was looking for. I think her name was Alexandria. I liked her, and I liked the Black Queen, the one that was giving me old boy from Sex Education. He was giving me very much him. But there were some really cool characters in the movie, but I just felt like they could have really gone there. Like if I want to see a queer horror film, and I definitely feel like we need more of those, because queer people have pretty much been, there's a lot of relatability in horror films when it comes to queer people. Like we support a lot of those films. We see a lot of ourselves in a lot of the final girls, like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, and of course Neve Campbell in Scream. A lot of us see ourselves in that final girl, and there's a lot of queer undertones to Scream. So I kind of really wish they would push for that a little more further when they do a lot of these horror movies. So I'm looking forward, like, hopefully we get a lot more gay horror movies or queer horror movies down the road. I'm going to talk about a queer horror series later on in the show, the one that Netflix just canceled. We're going to talk about that later on. But for the most part, it's a cute watch, but don't expect a whole lot coming from it. Another movie, last but certainly not least, that I watched was Prey, which is the prequel to Predator. Now that one was a good one. The Predator, how brutal it was, and killing of some of the Native Americans and the French people. Like a lot of the kills in there was really cool. The gadgets was cool. It kind of like that they took it back to the back in the I think it was 1700s that it took place. But I liked how, the whole loving of the Comanche culture and seeing a lot of the language being put in there. I would have loved if they would have did the whole movie in their language. Very much like remember when Mel Gibson did Apocalypto? Like, I wanted kind of that vibe, but I understand when you're doing a certain movie, you gotta say a little bit English, some in the Comanche language, so I get it for senses of purposes doing it like that. But for the most part, I say Prey is definitely a movie you guys should check out. Like that, I think you'll definitely dig. So, and to me, I feel like it's a proper sequel to the original Predator that starred Arnold Schwarzenegger. So if you get a chance this weekend, you can do a little marathon if you want on Hulu. Definitely check out, I say watch the original Predator, then watch Prey, then watch Predator 2. I know a lot of people be hating on Predator 2 with Danny Glover, but that was a good one too. It's not as good, but it's a good key if you really want to get around to watching it. Okay, so with all that down about my little movie reviews, let's get right into this good old tea. Okay, and our first topic we're basically going to get into is let's talk about this whole Beyonce situation. So last week we talked a little bit about Beyonce, well, not a lot of it, I should say, about Beyonce. And we were pretty much talking about how, with Renaissance coming out, how a lot of, there were people who were excited that they were credited on the album, like Kevin Avion and so many others. Oh, this is cute. How we had all of this stuff going on. And then Khalees was upset because she wasn't getting any kind of recognition from, or she didn't know basically that her music was being used in there. People keep saying it was sampled. It was not sampled. It was an interpolation. Interpolation taking a riff, like her vocal, and basically mixing it into the record. So Beyonce removed the track from Renaissance. So I don't know. I haven't listened to Renaissance in a minute, so I don't know if it's still there or not. I did listen to, I was actually on my way back from the city earlier. I did throw on the Break My Soul remixes, so I was listening to that. And then I don't know, I was feeling my oats, so I decided to throw on Cozy because I live for that song. I won't have to be honest. While I love what Honey Dijon did with the production of Cozy, I do not like her Break My Soul remix. I had to turn it off halfway. I'm like, girl, man, like I've heard better from you. What is this? So I don't know. Maybe what it is that Break My Soul is not an easy song to remix. It might be something to it because I was listening to the remixes, I'm like, oh, it's cute, but it wasn't really giving me what I need to be given. And we're gonna talk about the Madonna one in a minute. So pump your brakes. We're gonna get to her. Because what is it? The Queen's remix came out yesterday, so we're gonna talk about that in a second. But yes, so Khalees, the song was removed, and I know the BeyHive was going in on her and was like, "Well, are you happy now? She took you off, and you was getting a check, and da da da." I was like, First of all, Khalees wasn't getting paid for the song. Like, why is she upset? If anybody should be mad, it's Pharrell and Chad, because they were the ones who were profiting off of Milkshake. Khalees is not really profiting from Milkshake. Khalees, it said, and then if people say, oh, because somebody tried to come for me, and it's like, bitch, this is how I know. Like, y'all would be the first one to sign a shitty contract without reading the fine print. What it says on the thing is not a credit to Khalees, as in she can get paid saying written by. It said performed by. So it says written by Chad and written and produced by them, by Chad and Pharrell. But also it says performed by Khalees. Performed and written by two different things. Not the same shit. So, and what I always say, or maybe I haven't said it around the people, but not on this camera, not on camera where I'm being recorded. I'm gonna get to the clip in a second because I believe it's the clip that we played last week. As a reminder, we'll play it again. But I can't eat and support myself off a thank you in a line of notes. I can't. Like, run me my money. And I don't give a fuck who it is. I want my money. And I like the fact that even though people are getting on Khalees, I feel like if she feels like something isn't right, she has a right to speak her mind on it. And I don't feel like people should be getting upset with an artist when y'all don't know nothing about this business. Y'all have never signed a musical contract. Y'all have never been in the studio to work with a producer or knows how this industry really works. I speak from experience. I've been in music studios. I work with celebrities and this, that, and the third. So I know what goes on. So when y'all hear these little things, y'all go based on speculation, and because y'all want to be loyal to a girl who doesn't even recognize y'all. Because quiet as it's kept, I've said this before, Beyonce don't follow none of y'all on Instagram, but y'all be up in here defending her like y'all her security. So let's play that clip of Miss Khalees saying how she, saying what she said, and ain't changing it. She did double down a little bit, but she ain't changed what she said. She said the premise is all the same. She said what she said.
One, it's not even like I'm a human being, so I get pissed off and I get ticked off, right? I'm an artist, so I am, as Erica said, I'm sensitive about my shit. The reality is, okay, is that my real beef is not only with Beyonce, because at the end of the day, she sampled a record, she's copied me before, she's done it before, so have many other artists. It's fine. I don't care about that. The issue is that not only are we female artists, okay? Black female artists in an industry that there's not that many of us, right? We've met each other, we know each other, we have mutual friends. It's not hard, she can contact, right? Ash Nico, who's 20? She's a young white girl. She reached out when she freaking, it's just common decency, right? It's common decency, especially because, as so many of you pointed out, as though I don't know, but let me help you, okay? I know what I own and what I don't own. I also know the lies that were told. I also know the things that were stolen. Publishing was stolen. People were swindled out of rights. It happens all the time, especially back then. So it's not about me being mad about Beyonce. Everyone's like, you're all sheep. And I'm talking to the people who are obsessed and blind, just it's so dumb. It's so ignorant. It's so ignorant. She's one issue because it was stupid and disrespectful and she should have at least reached out. But the real issue is the fact that the people like Pharrell and like Chad, who Chad really isn't going to.
I knew it was going to catch me drinking water. But anyway, look, excuse me. She said what she said. And yeah, her mom was going a mile a minute. She was saying a whole bunch of other stuff, but I totally get it. It's sort of like when you're in your feelings about things and there's a lot of stuff that's going on, you bottle it up and you haven't really spoken out publicly about a lot of the shenanigans that go on and a lot of the bullshit and the shade and the snake isms that goes on behind the scenes in this industry. At times you get frustrated, you get fed up, and it could be a trigger. And while I agree she should have taken this up with, her attorneys to go after Chad and Pharrell, she felt a ways and Beyonce removed the track. And people are like, oh, well, Khalees lost. I'm like, no, she didn't. She won at the end of the day. She showed she was upset. And because Beyonce doesn't like confrontation and doesn't want any smoke and has prided her career on being so squeaky clean and perfect, because let's be clear, us Virgos, even though we try to act, we're not perfect, but we try to perpetuate an image that we are. I know I'm September 2nd. She's September 4th. So I can speak on my damn, my horoscope and my astrological sign. I know how we are. We try to act like we perfect. So she didn't want to deal with that drama and all. So she's like, I'm gonna just remove the song. So somebody said to her, "You happy Beyonce took that sample off and had 3 B emojis, cry baby?" And Khalees was like, "Yeah, I am actually. LOL, nobody cried. Twerking for Jesus wrote, to be honest, I would have just been happy to be on the album." Khalees was like, "And that's why you are you, and thank God I'm me." Kayvon Morgan, sample got removed like you wanted, so back to the barbecue sauce you go. And Khalees goes, "Oh, absolutely. LOL, hashtag winning." And here's the gag. These girls, I swear, this BeyHive, bless y'all hearts. But y'all not the brightest. Y'all really thinking y'all out here reading girls. You really think it's a read that, back to the barbecue sauce? She's making money from that. She's making money from that little farm that she lives on. So what read and what shade are y'all trying to throw? That is a business thing that she's got going on, where she's got her culinary career on the side, because she doesn't do music anymore. She'll probably get out there every now and again and sing a couple of her songs and, make sure her milkshake is bringing the boys to the yard still. But at the end of the day, she's still, at the end of the day, winning, because Beyonce, at the end of the day, has to rely on the music career to make money and remain afloat and stuff. When you look at a Khalees, she has her side gig with the food industry. When you look at Rihanna's billions didn't come from music. It came from all the other side deals and endorsements that she has going on, the Fenty Beauty and all that other stuff. So I'm just using her as an example. So everybody doesn't necessarily have to rely on music to maintain a sort of success in the industry, and people need to understand that. So, like I said, Khalees is good. The thing was removed, and I don't think it was that big of a deal, because it's like, okay, you take the little stuff out, you can still use the beat and transition it into something else. You don't need to use the interpolation. Just take that out and then just transition with the beat. It is what it is. But and I also heard that Beyonce, so she removed this the interpolation. She removed spaz, because apparently it's an ableist slur, which is news to me. So apparently the Brits have power and control over what we say, when in the Black community, spaz has always been used as a slang term, meaning wilding out, losing control, going crazy, that sort of thing. It has never been meant as a derogatory term, because the British people want to get technical. Like, I want to feel mad and start complaining and bitching and moaning about shit too that I'm offended about. When y'all gonna stop calling cigarettes fags? I'm waiting. When the day y'all actually get a good dental plan over in Britain, is that when y'all gonna stop using it? Because if y'all want to sit and try to nitpick on certain things that y'all don't want people saying, then maybe y'all need to start changing some of the shit that y'all consider slang that we find offensive over in America. How about that? And then another thing, when we got this old wide back bitch Monica Lewinsky coming out of her goddamn crib all of a sudden talking about she want Beyonce to remove what's the line from Partition. First of all, the damn song is 7 years old. Where he said Monica Lewinsky all over my gown. That song came out 7 years ago, maybe later than that. And now you mad because all of a sudden everything's trending. You want to capitalize on this. Oh, now Monica offended. Was she offended 7 years ago? Was she offended when she did the American Crime Story over on FX, when she profited from that whole situation? Didn't she write a book on it too? So, Monica, let's not. Please. I would have said she's the original throat goat, but that award goes to Nancy Reagan, if you know what I'm saying, and I think you do. So, ma'am, go have a seat with that bullshit. And then I saw that Diane Warren got shaded and read the riot act by the BeyHive. Yeah, they swarmed her over a comment she made, which I took as shade. Like, don't play in my face, lady. But here's the thing. I live for Diane Warren. I've grown up listening to a lot of her music. She is an icon in this industry. However, backlash on Twitter after questioning Beyonce's songwriting credits, saying the following: how can there be 24 writers on one song? Adding an eye roll emoji. Now, she didn't say it was Beyonce, but it just so happens. Let's look at the timeline, shall we? So Beyonce puts out a new album where she got literally you know, an army of people who she's giving credit to in one song, which is why a lot of times when people was pointing out, you know, Kevin and Beyonce was on one song and this artist on that song, I'm like, they were? Like, I missed it. It was so many damn names, I got tired of reading them. So the songwriter basically said that it wasn't meant as shade, she was just curious. Okay, it probably samples that add up the amount of writers. Warren, who has written songs, you know, she wrote songs for Cher, she wrote songs for Celine Dion, she even wrote a song for Beyonce back in the day. But, you know, Warren is 65, but she comes from the old school of, like, you don't, I guess, have writers' camps. She would write songs by herself, and, you know, they would be huge hits. There are people who are talented now where it's like, one songwriter is enough, but now we have writers' camps. I think that may have stemmed from the Spice Girls. If I'm not mistaken, because, you know, when you have groups, they want to be able to contribute. They want to say, like, we contributed to the songwriting. So you would have the songwriters in the room, and then the artists will also get in there. The groups, they were like, well, we want to contribute, and we'd add little things to it as well. Like, we want to be able to contribute to the song. So the Dream went and said this. He said, you mean, how does our Black culture have so many writers? Well, it started because we couldn't afford certain things starting out. So we started sampling, and it became an art form, a major part of the Black culture, hip-hop in America. Had the era not happened, who knows? You good? So that all stemmed from is like a little education I had to give you. And yeah, it's different when you're Black and you're from hip hop and this and the other. It's like, not only are you giving credit to the songwriters and stuff, but you're also giving credit to, when you clearing samples and this, that, and the other. Especially when I was growing up, like when I would listen to D and so many of those artists, they were the ones using a lot of samples in their music. So Beyonce seems to be going through it a lot lately. A lot of people just going in on her. I mean, I'm not saying she's innocent in a lot of stuff, but, you know, she's covering her own ass because of so much shit she's going through with, you know, being one of the biggest stars on the planet. And look, like I said before, not everybody has to go along with something because, oh, I'm just grateful to be included on the album. But as long as that check clears, it is what it is. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about this Madonna remix. So, yeah, the Madonna Vogue remix. What is it? The Queen's remix with her and Beyonce, which samples the original Vogue beat. And you have Beyonce giving a shout out to people like Santi Gold and her sister Solange and Grace Jones and Aaliyah, so many great girls, even Rihanna. But apparently the Lambs are upset, from what I heard all over the Twitterverse today. Yeah, they mad. Oh, I saw it's trending on Twitter. They're mad because Mariah wasn't mentioned. Child, if y'all don't sit y'all asses down somewhere, first of all, y'all should check out my Facebook because I posted a shady ass video of Mariah having to be helped by Dolce & Gabbana walking in that tight ass dress she had on. Looking like a big old... She looked like two canned hams shoved in that damn dress. I live for her, but she back up to her big mama size again. It wasn't, the outfit wasn't cute and wasn't working. And I'm like, so maybe people should be mad at Mariah working with Dolce & Gabbana, who has said some pretty homophobic shit, even though they're gay, about gays, I guess, adopting children or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember exactly what they said off the top of my head. But to me, it's like, I don't know. Maybe it was, you know, and y'all... It's like, damn if you do it, damn if you don't. Beyonce can never, you know, she can never, you know, she can't win for losing. Damn if she does, damn if she doesn't. Oh, if she doesn't mention a certain iconic singer, y'all get mad because she mentioned Whitney Houston, but not Mariah. And I will say this, Mariah, see, I would have included Mariah, but maybe she couldn't fit in where, you know, the flow, like the rap of the song, like that spoken word scenario that Madonna did with, you know, when she did it back in the day. When she talked about Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean on the cover of the magazine, Grace Kelly, Harlow Jean, picture of the beauty queen, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, dance on air. They had style, they had grace. Rita Hayworth gave good face. Because I could go on. But anyway, so when you have, so maybe Mariah they couldn't fit her in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it was an oversight. I don't know. But apparently, look, people can't fit everything and everywhere all the time. So people are always going to find a reason to be mad. And you want to know something? I'm going to defend Mariah on this. So on one hand, I'm going to say maybe it was an oversight on Beyonce's part. And on the other hand, Mariah has contributed to dance music, because I remember back in the day, before everybody else was doing it, Mariah would literally go in the studio and re-record her vocals of her biggest hits at the time with David Morales. David Morales, iconic house DJ, would give a beat, and Mariah would go in the studio and literally re-sing her vocals over his production. So Mariah, in so many ways back in the day, contributed a lot to house music. So I will give her that. And I think she should be given her flowers in that sense. But for this part, I think it may have been an oversight on Beyonce's part. So you get a pass with that. It's fine. But you know, everybody else, y'all just love the bitch and moan and niggity. But as far as the song is cute. I kind of wanted more. I feel like something's missing from the song. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can't put my finger on it just yet because I've only listened to the song 3 times. I listened to it the first time one of my DJ friends sent it to me. Then I listened to it a little bit again last night. Then I was posting it again today on my website, chrisavalon.com, which I should also, before I even finish, I want to thank everybody who's been really going over to chrisavalon.com and really checking out the posts and you know, and seeing how my numbers are definitely going up. And it's been a short period of time. Like, I think I've only had the website up for, damn, time flies, 2 months. I've had the website up and running. And the numbers, like I got the oh my God, I got the analytics. I was trying to think of the word. I was gonna say algorithm. I got the analytics today, and I looked at it, and the numbers are definitely doing good over at the website. And I realized the biggest story of mine is the episode On the Line that I did about P-Valley. So I know y'all love my good old fad content, and I'm gonna keep bringing it to y'all. So thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for supporting, and thank you for keeping chrisavalon.com, you know, getting those numbers up and getting me some traction on the internet. And I say, like, Twitter is my okay. All right. Okay, so but saying that, it's cute or whatever, the song. I don't know, I want a little more, but I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it quite yet. But I'm trying, what the fuck is what's MVP? I'm having a brain fart. So let's move on to talk about Wendy Williams. So apparently, yeah, I can't. Okay. So for context, I should say this. Production is sick and tired of me talking about Wendy Williams. They are. Every week, we have a Wendy Williams story. I have been talking about Wendy every week for the past year. I don't know, maybe out of this whole 365 days, I may have missed maybe a week or two, but for the most part, every week has been a Wendy Williams story. And you know, I live for Wendy, but we got to talk about it. I didn't want to bring this up. However, there's a lot of tea going on. Oh, and also my story that I did on Wendy Williams allegedly being married to the NYPD officer, that got a lot of hits over on chrisavalon.com as well. So thank you all for tuning in, because when I heard that tea, bitch, I had to jump on the computer at 6 a.m. and write that damn story. So people hadn't even woken up yet. People weren't even aware of the story. So I was like, you know, when that moment hits you, you got to jump on it. That's how this business is. Got to be first in line before everybody else. Or at least attempt to. Oh, thank you. Okay. So earlier in the week, because I wasn't really going to bring this up because I was like, it wasn't that much. So she was spotted in Louis Vuitton, in the Louis Vuitton store, passed out on a bed with a drink on the side of her best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Looking like a goddamn passed out mess. Then she was in her vehicle, I think it might have been the same day, sticking her fingers out the window, looking like with them old ET fingers, showing off them long ass ET fingers, showing off her jewelry, where at any moment anybody could have came by and snatched the jewelry off her damn hand and went running while the cameras and shit was on. And she seemed out of it, which is why you saw the boy kind of pan the camera down. We actually have the clip of Wendy in the car with her hands out the window, showing off her jewelry and talking about when the boy went and asked her a question, pay attention, because I'm gonna tell y'all, like, pay close attention. When the boy was asked her a question, I think about the podcast, I don't remember what it was, but we'll rewatch it again. When he asked her a question, she said, get jewelry, get something. And then the English started to slur a little bit. Miss Mama's, we know, was fucked up. So he was trying to, I think, protecting her from looking at her mess, even though she already looking at her mess based on all the shenanigans she doing. And he cut away, and then we got a video of the kid who took the video talking about what had happened when he was recording. So we're gonna play those clips, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about that and the wedding or the alleged marriage that she said she has, and a whole lot more. Oh, that clip. Or is that the most viral post?
Let's see it, Wendy. Let's see it.
What you ring?
Ooh, it's so beautiful. What you got to say for the camera?
He's out buying, getting stuff. I'm waiting for him to come back.
All right. Can I? Nah, because let's really talk about it. Like, let's think about it. Wendy literally disappeared from pure air. Like, literally, we were seeing her show one week, and then the next week it was canceled. Like, and then, like, the way she was acting, like, guys, that's a portion of what you guys saw. Like, because I was still, like, I was still communicating with her even after that video. And girl, yo, she was, like, down bad. Like, it's not, I don't know, you can tell the difference between, like, drugs that you take for, like, issues or, like, a condition you have. And yo, this was crazy. Like, you could tell in her eyes, especially, like, not even like the bulging of her eyes, but more of her, like, actual eye. Like, she was off something, like, this real down bad. And all she kept talking about was his husband. And y'all, like, the husband, why are you enabling this? Like, and because she's saying that she's moved, she's done with TV and she's onto podcasts. That's exactly what she told us. So we shall see. But for now, we gotta pray for motherfucking Wendy. Hashtag pray for Wendy. Yo, I'm back on y'all motherfucking For You page, period. So, anyways, let me tell y'all. So, now we're gonna hop on the actual story time as to, like, how this occurred. So, boom. We were all walking by downtown in Soho. We're, like, literally, I'm about to go get a charger at Apple because I lost my shit in my dorm. So I go over there, right? And I'm peeping, like, and I'm no cap, I'm low-key, like, tipsy, and I'm looking across from the street, and I see Wendy, and I'm like, am I, like, just making up shit? So I walk a couple steps, and I'm like, Wendy? And she's like, in my head, I'm thinking she's like, Wango? Because she's, like, so excited, like, she knows me. So she calls me over, and I'm like, hi, girl, let me take a video. And she's like, oh, my God, yes. This whole time she's talking about how she doesn't do TV, she does podcasts, blah, 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 blah. So we took that video over there, as y'all can see. So as soon as I started seeing shit that was like up, I'm like, let me put this motherfucking phone right the fuck down. And then afterwards, like, shit got even, like, you can tell her fucking energy was not the same as, like, what the fuck we usually know of her. And for all y'all stupid bitches in the comments that be saying stupid ass shit, let me tell you guys, she was smacked out her mind, and I was saying the truth. Like, I wasn't saying nothing bad, it's truth. So, and I feel really bad for her. I was very respectful, of course, very nice. I was not disrespectful one bit. So that's for all y'all fucking haters in the comments, bro. But anyways, but yeah, that's what occurred. So we just gotta pray for motherfucking Wendy, and we gotta see what's up. Like, go check out my other videos. I have some conspiracy theories. Like, just look at her hand movements. Like, shit is weird. Like, something's up.
I want to a lot of girls at 57 don't care about excuse me, I'm gorgeous. Can I maybe I'll go back on TV.
Child, you ashamed for that. I was like, oh, no. But yes. So apparently they're thinking, like, this kid that posted this video is, because he said that haters, and I'm assuming, because I don't read the comments and shit when people write, so I just watch the TikTok videos, and if it's cute or whatever, I was like, oh, we need this for the show. That's basically what, I don't give a fuck what people say in the comments, because I don't even read the comments on my shit. But like this kid, he ain't the news. He's, I'm not the news. I just report it. Well, I don't make the news. I just report it is the actual line. I just had a brain fart. But anyway, so this kid did not put the drinks in Wendy hand or whatever the case it is that she's doing. This is a grown ass woman, someone who's almost 60 years old, who is giving me a lot of like this. Child, you know what I was just thinking? This is giving me Whitney Houston tease. Remember when she did the video where Whitney back in the day and he was talking about crackers whack and all that other stuff and she don't do drugs and she don't do this. Well, crackers whack was actually Diane Sawyer, but with all these other little situations that was going on, the infamous video, like the interview that Wendy did with Whitney Houston, and Wendy was upset on mine back then. But yeah, I agree with this kid. Something is definitely going on with her. And I do notice that, okay, now when she starts to kind of go off the rails, because I've said this in the beginning, she does not properly answer. Like if somebody asks her a question, she doesn't answer it. It's literally like she says the same thing. I'm done with TV, podcast. I'm doing podcast. Bitch, it's fucking podcasting. If you don't know what a fucking podcast is, don't say the word, please. That drives me crazy. When it's like she's just saying it, I don't even know what a podcast is. She said that to Jason Lee. Speaking of which, she went to Jason Lee. Jason Lee spilled the tea from Hollywood Unlocked that she was married, and his kids just said that she was talking about how she was married. So look, he put the video out. He said that he was respectful. He put the camera down, but you could clearly see she was belligerent. Something is wrong with her. I really feel like she's mixing her medication with alcohol. And she might be some other shit. I don't know what's going on. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, even her brother is concerned. And she needs somebody to come in her life that can help her. So, according to reports, because we were just getting around everything else, friends and family are growing increasingly concerned about her, especially after she bizarrely claimed in a phone conversation to Jason Lee that she got married to an NYPD cop. Their fear is that basically that she's surrounded by people who don't want what's best for her, who is using her. And she said that she doesn't have access to her money still, that she's getting help from friends. And clearly, Wells Fargo, I know y'all be talking so much shit about Wells Fargo. And I was even worried for a minute because I do have money in Wells Fargo myself. However, Wells Fargo to me seems like they're doing the right thing and they're protecting their ass, because this shit, I would not be letting her have access to her money either, because she is not of sound mind. She's not. Something is going on with this woman. And I don't know, there's only so much her son could do. Kelvin got his own shit he got to deal with. And her probably stressing on her damn father, who I believe is 90 years old. And the only one who's really talking is Tommy. But then one minute he's, talking shit about the sister. The next minute he's trying to get working with her on this podcast. So she did talk to Jason Lee. I heard apparently she's in LA this weekend because she went to go see him, because he did mention that she was going to be coming to visit. And we'll see what's going on with her then. Her recent appearance in interviews is really sad. He said, I've been with Wendy since the very beginning, and she's never talked like this, but I don't think it's her fault. It's a precarious situation. He also said that he spoke to his sister recently and that she didn't mention anything about a husband. She wasn't getting married last week. I think it's kind of crazy and very unnerving. So where'd all this come from? And then we already played a clip, but she's talking about she ready to fuck. So me, if she's married, where is the marriage certificate? Because I'm sure, look, TMZ, if y'all motherfuckers can get a goddamn mugshot, y'all can pick up a damn wedding certificate. Y'all find everything else. Where is it? In the words of Nene Leakes, where's your scooter? Where is it? So I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what to believe anymore. This shit is a fucking mess. I feel for her. I know we could always say, we gotta pray, and that's another. Child, prayer ain't doing but so much, and can only do but so much. But at this point, she's got to be willing to get the help that she needs to get away from these people that are taking advantage of her, because this woman is a mess. And I don't believe she's married. I think she's on one of her little delusional tangents. Something ain't right up in her brain, or going on with everything else. And I know like these people want to be so quick to throw shade at people for showing videos and stuff of her, but what you really should be mad at is these enablers that she's surrounding herself with. But also at the end of the day, she's a grown-ass woman. She can do whatever the hell she wants. So I guess I'll keep you up to date on this because I'm sure by next week she's gonna do something else stupid that we'll be talking about. Moving right along, let's talk about Neo and his dumb bitch of a fucking wife, who I don't feel sorry for. So, last week when we ended the show, this came out. Story Neo was filing for divorce, or his wife was, who was with him for 9 years, Crystal Renay. Claiming the singer, speaking of people fathering children while they was married, Neo apparently fathered a child with another woman amid previous infidelity claims. Now, in divorce documents obtained by Page 6 on Thursday, I should say, because I like to change things up a little bit. The model, I ain't never seen her pose or nothing. You talking about on Instagram? Everybody a goddamn model these days, right? But anyway, the model claimed that Neo, who's 42, recently fathered a minor with his paramour. Now, Renay filed the court docs on Monday and listed their date of separation as July 22nd. She called their marriage irretrievably broken with no hope for reconciliation. Now, the gag is, I do not feel sorry for them. Neither one of them. First of all, they was trying to say that Neo was using this as they were both, it was a stunt because he just put out a new album that nobody's buying. Quiet as it's kept. So they were trying to use this whole divorce thing as a way to boost sales on the record. If y'all care enough, let me know how many records was sold, because I don't think it's any. I think the numbers are still the same, or all the same. I think people more or less, everybody's just caught up in the whole renaissance. Nobody's thinking about Neo and his music. But anyway, I don't particularly feel sorry for this bitch, or neither one of them, because she was clearly, she was the other woman who he was cheating on his first wife with, who is, the first wife is actually on, I forgot her name. I don't know why I want to call her Mashonda, but that's Swizz Beatz' first wife. Funny thing was when I saw the picture of Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz about they celebrating, I forget how many years they've been together, married. I was like, Neo and old girl could learn a thing or two from them, because you basically, Alicia was the other woman. Remember that? Her music ain't been the same since. So you got him like ugly. But so this chick got with Neo while he was with his first wife. She leveled up, became the wife, had the 3 kids with him, and now she's shocked that this man has been laying low and spreading it wide with a bunch of other women. I think this is legend. This is a notorious picture that the shade room, y'all are shady, and a bunch of other blogs y'all be putting out where his lips is pooched and he got a lot of grease on it. Trying to imply some other shit, if you know what I'm saying. I think you do. Yeah, them soup coolers was greased, ready to be put in the frying pan, child. But anyway, so I just I really that was the only reason why I want to talk about this, because it's I really don't have sympathy for this lady and him. Because it's you've known this man was a notorious cheater when he got with you, but a lot of you girls tend to think that y'all got that, that potent magic puss that y'all could turn these men, you think you could turn a hoe into a housewife. I'm not just talking about women, I'm talking about men too. And when speaking of hoes and housewives, I can't wait to get to this Kim Kardashian, Pete Davidson story. Because it's clear with her, you can't turn a hoe to a housewife either. So, shout out to y'all. Have your little divorce. Get your, your child support and your spousal support and all that other shit. Because you felt as a model, you hit the gold mine getting with him, Mr. Songwriter Producer. So yeah, get your little divorce, but I really don't feel bad for you, because I don't feel bad for the other woman who got played, because you literally just had to learn the hard way. And you tolerated this shit for 9 years. Because she said she was going to divorce him. And then they reconciled. But then you said throughout the whole marriage he was cheating. But anyway, let's move on, because I don't want to spend any more time on this story. So J-Lo's first husband, Ojani Noah, is throwing shade at Jennifer Lopez and her fourth marriage to Ben Affleck. Well, Ben Affleck was the fourth husband, not her fourth, well, I guess fourth marriage to Ben Affleck. Anyway, here's what he said. I wish her and Ben the best. Noah, who was 48, who was married, Noah, 48, who was married to the Let's Get Loud singer, 53, for 11 months in the late 90s, told the Daily Mail in an interview published on Saturday, July 30th, before adding that he's not convinced it will last. The former chef expanded on his reasoning by calling out his ex-wife's multiple engagements and marriages, saying, Jen loves being in love, but she's been engaged 6 times. Ben is husband number 4, he told the outlet. I was husband number 1, and she told me I was the love of her life. When we lay in bed on our wedding night, she said we would be together forever. The Cuban native continued to confess his heartbreak about their divorce, saying this. We fell in love when she was already famous, but during our marriage, she became a megastar. For years, it was too painful to talk about. I wanted to lie low and live my life, but when I saw she got married to Ben, who is a good guy, my feelings came flooding back. Now, for all Noah's devastation, Lopez was married to the producer from February 1997 to January 1998, previously told Today in 2019 that their marriage didn't really count in her mind, saying that I've been married 3 times and once was 9 months and once was 11 months. The Jennifer the Block singer revealed at the time, recalling her marriages to Chris Judd and Noah. The Nub star and her backup dancer, who is now 52. Wait, Chris Judd is 52? Tied the knot in September 2001. She filed for divorce in July. Here's the thing, ma'am, the minute not and you get married, the shit counts. You cannot say my marriage don't fucking count. If your ass was too damn quick, and she is quick, she likes to play hopscotch with her relationships. If you're going to jump from relationship to relationship, ma'am, that is a marriage. We're counting it. Even though your ass don't want to count it, we're counting it. And here's the thing, Ojani was never a producer. Ojani was a waiter, I believe. He was a refugee from, if I'm not mistaken, from Cuba, came over to Miami, worked at Gloria Estefan's restaurant, where he actually met J-Lo, said something about, there was a bunch of some fries on the plate. She was like, it looks good. He gave it to her. They ate. They went out to a club. She was dancing with his friend. The friend came over, and Ojani didn't think that she was into him, but the friend was like, you might want to get up and go dance with her because she actually likes you. And then it kind of kicked off from there. She was his date at a movie premiere that she was in a movie with, I believe, Michael Caine and Jack Nicholson. And then there was, when they were going through their rough patch, Jack Nicholson was like, just hang in there, everything will work out, like just giving him like that pep talk or whatever. But this was also around the time when J-Lo was transitioning into her music career and started hanging out with Diddy. And we all know what happened with that relationship, where it's like she was married, but she started catching feelings for Diddy, because I think with J-Lo, she has a tendency of getting with people who are in powerful positions. But then you look at, why was she with Chris Judd and why was she with Casper Smart? So it's like, maybe it's at those times, it's like she was getting something she needed out of those regular people. She didn't want to be around. It's like she goes from regular person to big ginormous person. Regular person, big ginormous person. Because then she went from big person to bigger person, because she was with A-Rod, and then she went with, and not too long ago, before she could even do, a salsa move, she was shimmying up in the bed with Ben Affleck. And that was going back. So it's like, I hope the relationship lasts. And she definitely got his ass in the gym, because I saw a picture of Ben recently. Ben is in some good shape. So he lost some weight. He's fit. I saw like that shirt was nice and tight. So J-Lo definitely has influence when it comes to the men she get with. Like, she gets them right and tight. Because, she's a gym girl too. So I'm like, it's a little shady what Ojani said, but you know what? He has a right to feel how he feels based off of, that past relationship. I'm entertained by it, quite frankly. So if y'all want to read the whole story and the whole breakdown of the whole, everything, because I don't want to it's going to be too much for this show. Definitely head over to chrisavalon.com after the show, though, because the whole article is there, and it's pretty much a breakdown of, when the timeline of when they met, and the whole full story of him talking to, I believe, the Daily Mail. So, good luck to you, Ojani. And I saw a recent picture of him. He actually looks good still. It's a good looking man. J-Lo definitely has taste when it comes to her menses in them. So congratulations are in order to Anna Navarro and Alyssa Farrah Griffin, who have officially been named as co-hosts of The View's upcoming 26th season. Now, Navarro signed a multi-year contract to stay on The View, but will not appear every day due to her work over at CNN. Now, according to Variety, both women are Republicans and will add conservative commentary to the daytime show. So their political brands are vastly different despite their same party affiliation. Navarro and Farrah Griffin will join moderator Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Sarah Haynes, resulting in 6 co-hosts for season 26. But I don't think that they'll be all sitting at the table together. It'll be interesting if they'll have all 6. We'll find out when we watch the show next season. But that table's big enough to fit 6 people there. So it would be cool if they actually had. But let's hope that if they do have 6 people at the table, that we have less tampon and Metamucil and diaper commercials and more hot topics, maybe. But from what I was hearing is that, their political views are vastly different. I should say that. And Navarro has been a fan favorite for the past couple of years. And the fans really wanted Anna Navarro for years. They've been saying, give the seat to Anna Navarro, give the seat to Anna Navarro. And the producers kept ignoring it and wasn't really wasn't giving what the fans wanted. And then I think last week when we were talking about Alyssa getting the possibility, but we all knew she was, it had leaked out that Alyssa was up for the seat of being the new co-host. And then when we saw she was the co-host the whole week, it was like, okay, this is it. They're about to make the announcement. She's about to be the co-host. So that leaked out. But what I didn't know was they were going to announce, I don't think majority of us even knew until Variety and the Hollywood Reporter leaked the information hours before it was about to happen on The View. Same how they leaked Nutmeg was quitting the day. There was a way of getting that shit out before they make the official announcement over on the show. We didn't know that Anna Navarro was going to announce that she was going to be a new permanent co-host. So congratulations to her. I'm happy that we're getting these girls and stuff on the show. I know a lot of people feel the ways about Alyssa, but I feel like the reason why they added Anna and Alyssa was to ease the overall outrage over Alyssa getting the gig, because a lot of people weren't feeling Alyssa based on her background with working for Trump and that sort of thing. But at least I will say this, regardless of her past and how she aligned herself and the whole insurrection, all that other mess, at least she has denounced her party. She's denounced her father, who is still pro-Trump and didn't even go to her wedding. So standing in convictions, I'm here for that. I'm gonna still keep it on her though. But don't we got a clip of Rosie O'Donnell and Elizabeth, because Elizabeth is being a hot ass goddamn mess over on The View this week. Now I didn't get to watch the episode because I usually binge watch The View, but I didn't get around. Usually when I get up early in the morning before I get ready to go to work, I actually put The View on. So I'm watching The View at 6 in the morning while I'm getting up and getting dressed and all that other stuff. And before I get ready to go to work. So, but this week it was just so much going on. It was so busy that I didn't really have time to watch a lot of the episodes. So I am going to watch it this weekend because, the show is done. And I don't know when they're going to take the episodes out. So I definitely need to catch up because I know the finale just was yesterday. So apparently Rosie O'Donnell has basically gone in and let have on Elizabeth after her recent appearance on The View this week. I don't know why they brought Elizabeth back. Well, I do know why, but I'm saying for me, I don't know why they brought her back, but brought the bitch back. So let's roll the clip, and then we're going to come back and talk about my girl, Sunny, because we got some good news about her, too. Roll the clip.
Okay, so I prepared myself. I got ready to watch Elizabeth Hasselbeck on The View. She's not on today. She was on yesterday. So I missed it. But then I went back on The View on my Apple TV or whatever, and I watched it from yesterday. And I remembered why I don't want to watch it with her anymore. Her little Post-it notes. I don't know. Listen. It's strange. Yeah. Hope you're having a good day. And if you saw that yesterday, hope you recovered. TikTok, you don't stop.
No, you don't. TikTok, you don't stop. So shout out to my girl Rosie, and shout out to my girl Sunny Hostin, who also, I think before the tea came out about Alyssa and Anna, Sunny has inked a multi-year deal. That story came out to stay on the daytime talk show, and this is according to the Wrap. Now, Honey was a combination of Sunny and Hostin. Sunny currently co-hosts alongside Whoopi, Joy, and Sarah Haynes, all four returning for season 26, and along with Anna and Alyssa, who we just talked about. And Hostin's deal will keep her with the show through season 28. Now, season 25 of The View concludes yesterday. On Thursday, the show is expected, did name the CNN political commentator, former Trump White House staffer Alyssa Griffin, and they only did that because this story actually came out before, so I should have did this story before I did the other story, but it is what it is. But I also heard, before I forget, that they've been demoted to 3 days a week, Joy and Whoopi, because there's been so many things going on with the show in regards of lawsuits and this and cease and desist, because they've been sticking their foot in their mouth with a lot of stuff lately. But then again, is it really Whoopi and Joy's fault, or is it people behind the scenes with, as Rosie likes to call it when it comes to Elizabeth, cliff notes, a little post-its of little talking points that you make. I know a lot of times producers do give you that, and the ladies get a lot of research and homework and stuff that they have to do when they get online, and they get on TV and they actually have to spew a lot of this. So my wonder is it production's fault for giving false information to Whoopi and Joy? And should they be to blame, instead of maybe also doing, because my girl Sunny, she's what I would like to call an overachiever. Even though they give her homework, her little cards and cue notes and all other stuff that she has to go by, she does do her research. So she'll go above and beyond, like the women, and actually doing homework and stuff. So I'm actually happy that she's coming back, but I did hear that the other girls, that Whoopi and Joy, have been demoted to 3 days a week. We'll see if that's true when the season 26 kicks around, but I'm like, I don't mind if they have them. Quite frankly, I actually think Joy would make a better moderator, because I feel like Whoopi done checked out. Like, she just seems like she is so over those topics. She's not really engaging with the girls. She asks them what their thoughts is. She'll say a little something if the topic is interesting to her, and then they move on to a commercial. She knows how to throw into a commercial break. She's definitely mastered that. But anyway, so last but certainly not least, let's get to this HBO Max story. So apparently, a lot of people got their titties in the twist because, Warner Brothers Discovery had fans worrying about their favorite shows and movies. They were going and saying, well, HBO Max is getting rid of a lot of scripted content. Nowhere in the article it said that. The studio basically canceled the Batgirl movie. And they also canceled Scoob Holiday Haunt, the Wonder Twins movie, which was supposed to star KJ Apa from Riverdale and Isabel May. And 6 other Max original movies have been removed from the service, including 2 films starring Anne Hathaway, the 2020 remake of The Witches and Lockdown, which co-starred Chiwetel Ejiofor, An American Pickle starring Seth Rogen, Super Intelligence starring Melissa McCarthy, and Moonshot starring Cole Sprouse and Lana Condor. Now, none of these movies, quite frankly, in my opinion, I wanted to see. I don't watch Melissa McCarthy because a lot of her movies have just been god-awful and unwatchable. I did not like The Witches with Anne Hathaway. I love the original one, Angelica Houston. I don't care about Scooby-Doo. I'm not trying to watch no animated Scooby movie, and who's gonna watch that shit? And Batgirl, sorry, but the movie, the costumes and everything looked pretty cheap. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it was a good idea what they did what they did. So Leslie said, "Querida familia, on the heels of the recent news about our movie Batgirl, I'm proud of the love, hard work, and attention to all of our incredible cast and talent crew put into this film over 7 months in Scotland." So I know it is crazy that I spent 7 months on a movie only for it to be shelved. And yeah, that is crazy. But however, I believe in what CEO David Zaslav and the other executives he has on retainer are doing with HBO and HBO Max and Discovery Plus, because Discovery is going to merge next year with HBO Max. It is. HBO Max and HBO, two kind of different things. I know it's been confusing with the HBO Go and the HBO Now and all these different things, and I was even confused at the beginning. So people have to give David Zaslav the opportunity to do what he needs to do to make everything work out the way it needs to work out. And he's actually bringing on board Alan Horn, who used to work over at Disney, to help him kind of put everything together. So one of the things that he's doing is DC will finally get its own Kevin Feige. Now, we've been talking about this for years. Like, I've been talking about this with a lot of my comic book movie, a lot of my AMC friends, you know, when we all used to work together. I've always said the problem with Disney is that the films were all over the place. Y'all were just doing a lot of stuff that didn't really make sense. They called it the Snyderverse, so they were kind of doing their interconnected films. A lot of them worked. Some of them worked. A lot of them didn't. So David Zaslav is finally going to put someone in place who could be a Kevin Feige type of producer and giving them, 10 years to focus on DC. And they said very similar to the structure that Alan Horn and Bob Iger put together with Kevin Feige over at Disney, which is why he's bringing Alan Horn on over at Warner, so that way they can do the same structure. I'm with that. I'm like, yes, y'all need somebody who can pretty much focus on making sure everything is put in place to make sure that we get the type of movies that we need to get. Because here's the thing, while I saw a lot of y'all bitching and moaning, oh, well, we're not getting this Batgirl movie. Oh, we're not getting this and that and that. I'm like, so y'all really want me to spend money and really put out a film that I'm not going to profit from because your vain ass wants to see it? No, I'm sorry, no. And at the end of the day, I can profit from it because we get a tax write-off. That's basically what they could do. They could write it off in their taxes. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, how come, this is not coming out, but the Flash movie's coming out? Because the word on the street is the Flash movie is actually pretty good, even though Ezra Miller's been a hot ass, most recently driving around the city or wherever he is, with a bulletproof vest and arm and a lot of guns in the car. That's what I was hearing recently. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. I think that they're really going to continue to push forward with this movie. Not have Ezra show up. They'll probably fire him. Or he's probably fired already. They're just not going to mention it until probably around the time once the movie gets rolling. Kind of like how they kept quiet over the years about Ben Affleck not being Batman. Remember when they kept that quiet? He was like, yeah, no, I'm still Batman. Kind of found out he wasn't. And then we got Robert Pattinson, who y'all was hating on. And I was like, Robert Pattinson is doing a lot of really good movies lately. So I don't know why y'all hating on him. And now everybody loves Robert Pattinson as Batman. This is why I don't listen to a lot of these fans. 9 times out of 10, these fans that love to bitch and moan on social media, a lot of y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. So I never really listen to y'all. Because they didn't want Heath Ledger as the Joker either. And look, man won an Oscar. Also, another thing they're getting rid of is that they're going to make sure that all the movies from DC are going, or Warner, is going to start with a theatrical release. So no more day and date, which is what pretty much broke a lot of bridges with production companies and Warner, because the previous regime started this whole, oh yeah, we're just going to release movies the same day as they are in the theaters on HBO Max. And a lot of the movies bombed. They didn't really do well at the box office. They didn't really do well on the streaming service. So while it was great that I could sit home and watch Mortal Kombat and that horrible ass Matrix movie, and I'm a Matrix fanatic, but I was so disappointed with that last movie. So while these other movies were coming out day and day, same day in the theater, same day at home, HBO wasn't profiting from it. They lost more money than they gained. And also what people need to realize with this, everything that's going on with David Zaslav and this whole idea, they'll save $3 billion. That's with a B, not an M. $3 billion. So at the end of the day, people have to realize this is a film industry. It's a business. So as much as I would love to see all these little movies and this, that, and the third, at the end of the day, it's a business, and they got to do what they got to do to save the company. So David Zaslav is coming in and trying to clean up this mess that was made. So he said they're going to embrace the theatrical, as we believe it creates interest and demand, providing a great marketing tailwind and generates word of mouth buzz as films transition to streaming and beyond. And you know what? The movies have been doing really well, and a lot of people going back to the movies again. So clearly it's working. Look at Top Gun. Tom Cruise, one of the biggest, most powerful producers in Hollywood, and someone who has invested in his career, whether or not, we agree with a lot of his Scientology shit, let's call it what it is. The man knows what the hell he's talking about, because remember, at one point, he was going to sue. He was gonna literally sue. What was it? He was gonna he was gonna sue Paramount. He was gonna have his lawyers on retainer, but like, if y'all do the whole 45-day thing, which I just heard that Warner is not doing any more 45-day theatrical to streaming. So we gotta wait a little longer for that, which I'm kind of okay with that. I don't really mind. So yeah, because they were going to do that with Top Gun 2, and then we're going to do that with the new Mission Impossible 7 that was, well, Dead Reckoning, that's going to be coming out. So, you know, you have that. So he said he's not going to be, they pretty much cut that. And look, he threatened them, and then now they pretty much look at it, and the movie made $1 billion. Also, I should point out that all your originals are safe. They're not being canceled. They're not getting rid of them. So you're going to get your House of the Dragon. You're going to get Hacks. You're going to get Westworld, which I'm actually loving this season of Westworld, by the way. Cannot wait for House of the Dragon, which is the Game of Thrones prequel. A lot of great stuff on HBO Max. I know people are mad. Well, they got rid of Raised by Wolves and this and the other. Raised by Wolves visually looked amazing. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in that show for the past 2 seasons. And it was an expensive show that that a lot of people were not tuning in. So they got to cancel. If the show is low in the ratings, it's got to go. That's just how I did knock over my damn. Excuse me, because I'm getting excited. Now, I did mention that HBO Max and Discovery Plus are merging. So we're going to be getting a lot of those shows like, what is it? The Chip and Joanna Gaines Magnolia shows in October, and Discovery Plus, some CNN originals are going to be coming over there beginning August 19th. So we're going to be getting the merger between between Discovery Plus and HBO Max. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's also going to be an ad-supported subscription service. So if you want to be able to save money and not have to pay the $15 you've been paying, you're going to pretty much be able to get an ad-supported thing. I'll probably just keep it where I got it with no damn commercials. And then Warner Brothers will also keep making broadcast and licensed television. So there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to be happening. I think what people need to do is just sit back, wait, let David Zaslav do what he's doing, trust in that he knows what he's doing with the company, that he has the interests of the company at heart. He wants to focus on Superman and Batman and all the big superheroes and Wonder Woman. He's going to give the opportunity to grow those franchises and bring other franchises in. Just believe in what he's doing. Stop being afraid of change. And if the movies come out and they're shit, then we can go in on him. But until then, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, what was the topic we said? Oh, you said, let's do Real Housewives of New Jersey. So apparently, Teresa Giudice married Louis Ruelas today. And then the word that was going around was that her brother and Melissa Gorga, her sister-in-law, were not there. That they actually did not show up because they said the invitation snub comes after things got very tense between the two couples while recently filming the upcoming Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13 finale. And they said that the bride-to-be's brother, Joe, and his wife, Melissa, will not go to the wedding because basically, which is going to be filmed for a Bravo special. I don't know why they're getting a special. Teresa's not that interested, which she needs a damn special. But anyway, Giudice, 50, who got engaged to Ruelas, 47, last October, after he asked for Joe's blessing, revealed that Melissa, who's 43, will not be a bridesmaid in her wedding while appearing on Watch What Happens Live in March. Melissa shared her reaction shortly after our podcast on display, saying, "I wish her nothing but happiness. I'm very happy that she's happy. I love to see her smile, and when she's with Louis, whatever she decides, it's her wedding, and I'll be fine with it." But I think what's happening with her brother is just upset because he's sick and tired of being pulled in the middle of the bullshit. Where at one point, remember, Joe said that he quit the show during the reunion because he and his sister got into an argument. Teresa failed to defend her brother. And, while one of the cast members was basically calling him a sissy and all this other stuff. So, well, you do act like a sissy. So you're co-signing with your friend over your brother. And she has this habit of always putting her friends and her man over her brother, but always expects her brother to be loyal to her. And what I don't understand is that Teresa has included her, she's included Louis' sisters in the wedding. She's included all these other people in the wedding, but you didn't include Melissa. And Melissa and you have been through a lot. But I always felt like Teresa's problem with Melissa is that she always tries to find a way to upstage her with something. And Melissa has always been somebody who kind of like just keeps her mouth closed and just goes along with it because she doesn't want to deal with the drama of Teresa. But Teresa acts like a spoiled brat. She acts like the world revolves around her. She doesn't show any kind of loyalty or love and support to her own brother about stuff, but she always expects her brother to be loyal to her. So I always feel like I don't believe this marriage will last. I do feel like Louis has ulterior motives. Teresa is blind by whatever because she's got the rose-colored glasses on. She just wants to go along with whatever, and she thinks it's okay, and it is what it is. And so you know what? She irritates the dog fuck out of me, and I love the fact that Margaret was calling it out last season, questioning a lot of things that was going on while everybody else was kissing Teresa's ass. You know, I'll be there next when the new season starts because I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all this drama unfold. It's sad that her only blood relative, her brother, and her are fighting the way that they're fighting. And I kind of wish that it wasn't happening like that because both their parents are dead. And Teresa can't even find out how hard to stop like being petty. But it's a wedding. She's happy that she's got a storyline this season, and we'll see how long she can move this cow. And now, our last time before we get to our LGBT stuff and go to this good old break, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are broke after being together 9 months. Now, I don't know who in their right mind was surprised by this shit, but to say no shit, sure, like we all knew it was coming is an understatement. Now, I did know about this story a couple of weeks ago and I sat on it. And I kind of wish I would have talked about it, but I don't think I cared enough to talk about it. There was so much stuff coming out, I didn't really bring it up. But I'm going to tell you the timeline. So the original time around the story that came out about her and Pete breaking up was when he went out to Australia to film the movie that he's currently filming. So there was rumors that they had broken up around that time. And this was around the time, I don't know if it was shortly after Kourtney's wedding or if it was also around the time when Khloe and the whole Tristan surrogate situation was coming out. So it happened literally around that time. And I knew about the story, but I sat on it. Yeah, I should have sat on it. But look, shit happens. It is what it is. We talking about it now. And yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, is it unfortunate? No, because and then they said that a rep or someone, a source close to the family, you know, where is it? The pair has a lot of love and respect for each other. They found out the long distance dynamic of their demanding schedules made it really difficult to maintain a relationship. That's some bullshit. And that was released by Kris Jenner. First of all, what is Kim actually doing? Besides having people in a sweatshop making Skims. And yeah, raising 4 kids with a bunch of fucking nannies. She could have found a way to make this relationship work. And him doing a film for what, maybe a month or 3? To me, it just felt like this relationship wasn't giving her the amount of attention that she expected to get from being in a relationship with him. Because, you know, Kanye, with all his crazy rants, it was keeping them in the news. And I know she was low-key loving it because it kept her name trending. And that's what Kim lives on. This is a drug to her. She's another one that likes to play hopscotch with her damn relationships. But to me, I found it wildly uncomfortable that you with somebody for 9 months who's branding himself with your name, tattooing your kids' names all over his body or your name, you introducing your children to this man, and y'all only been together 9 months. You got North sitting on his lap in a go-kart. So to me, the way you parent, you messy. Like, I don't understand this whole you get in a relationship with somebody. It'll be like, if I have children, it would be at least a good year that I have to be with somebody before I even introduce them to my kids. I'm not introducing you to my children 3-4 months into no damn relationship that may or may not work, especially with your track record and the way y'all just, you know, chew them up and spit out y'all men's. So good luck to you, Kim. We'll just wait to see if you're gonna go back to somebody black or you're gonna go back, or you're gonna continue to stick with a white man. We'll see. But anyway, let's take this good old break. When we come back, we got some tea, some LGBT to get to, including some news about Angelica Ross making history because she's going Broadway, child. We're going to talk about the First Kill series on Netflix and why the showrunner has a theory of why it was getting canceled. Some Drag Race news. Also, we got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson opening up about his best experience of the best response he had for being told playing gay would ruin his career. We got some tea on Saucy Santana talking about gays being extra sensitive out here with certain things that he says and doesn't, or he does and does not find offensive. We got some tea on this Milan Christopher and the Bad Boys Atlanta. The whole cast photo came out. I'm gonna get my thoughts on that, and we're gonna talk about Dummy Lovato all of a sudden feeling like she feeling feminine. So I know it's feminine. And now she's going back to she, her pronouns after being a they, them for a moment. So I'm going to give my thoughts on it and a whole lot more. So don't go away. We'll be right back after the short gay break with more of the Chris Avalon Unfiltered.
Unfiltered, filtered, filtered, filtered.
Wait. Say it one more time. You telling the bitch to suck your dick. Chúpame pinga. Chúpame pinga. Chúpame pinga, puta. Chúpame pinga, you raggedy hoe. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit, TS. Okay. Mierda. Wait, what is it? Come mierda. Means eat shit. Wait, what is it? Wait, shut up. Y'all must know what this is. They're like, no, she's sending you bad things. Come mierda. Wait, what is it? Eat shit. Come mierda. My sister-in-law is El Salvadorian. She's from El Salvador. And I will ask her, and she will know, what is this that you are teaching me? It's bad words. You're in Miami. You gotta only speak bad words, honey. Tell me them all. I've been waiting to curse motherfuckers out in another language for so long. Okay.
Even she knows that her Peppa Pig sperm is nasty AF. Like, bro, where is the sauce going?
Bad. Khalees was making hits when Beyonce was still in diapers. Girl, if you won't leave me alone, just leave me alone, child. Oh.
Oh, we back. Yes. Shout out to Father Alpha Omega Girl from the dairy with that voodoo. Anyway, welcome to Chris Avalon Unfiltered. We'll be getting. I was like, damn, them 3 minutes was up. I was busy putting up the clips and everything for this show. Yes, I'll be busy up in the streets. But anyway, shout out to all them clips and everything that you said. And shout out to Jussie Smollett. I've been seeing him out and about a lot lately. And you know, TS is out here hanging with everybody between reading Miss Kaya ass. As y'all saw in the beginning. She been hanging out with Jussie. I saw she recently was hanging out with Cash De Niro, the porn star. Maddie out here doing it. Shout out to her. You know, I live for Miss Maddie and everything that she's doing. She is definitely an inspiration for me to be doing what I'm doing as well. So, you know, she's a pioneer in this shit. Step your pussy up. Get a job. Anyway, so let's give a huge congratulations to my girl Angelica Ross, who will play Roxy Hart in the Broadway production of Chicago. Now, Ross, who was 40, will make her debut on September 12th and playing a limited run until November 6th. She is making history, I should say, by becoming the first trans woman to play the iconic role on Broadway, and joins a small group of trans actors who have played major roles in the famed theater district. Because I believe, oh my God, what's her name? Peppermint did was on Broadway at one point, you know, as a trans woman. She identifies as trans, and she was at the time when she did the thing. And it's great to see her up in there. So Anthony Allen Ramos, GLAAD Vice President of Communications and Talent, said this in a statement, saying Chicago's Roxy Hart is one of the most recognizable, iconic, and beloved characters in the history of Broadway, and a true talent like Angelica Ross will delight audiences with her impressive acting, singing, and performance skills. And you know, I live for my girl, so I'm definitely excited to see her turn it out on Broadway. Shit, this might actually get me to get a ticket. Hopefully it ain't too damn expensive, because you know these damn Broadway shows, y'all be doing the most. So yeah, shout out to her. Now, 2 days after Netflix announced lesbian teen vampire show First Kill would not be renewed for a second season, a showrunner has spoken out about why they feel like the show was canceled. Now, First Kill gained a strong following for centering a strong black lead in a lesbian romance in a classic teen fantasy series. Now, however, despite chatter online about a new series on this Wednesday, the 3rd of August, Netflix announced that the show was officially over, much to the disappointment of fans. And I know people went in on the show on social media. On Netflix, on Twitter, like just upset over this. Now, showrunner Felicia D. Henderson told the Daily Beast the reason she enthusiastically signed onto the show was because it had something for everyone, saying it had strong women leads, supernatural intrigue, an epic Shakespearean battle between warring families, and a prominently featured black family in the genre space, something black viewers crave and a general audience needs to be treated to. And so, you know, a lot of people feel like because, you know, there's a lot of shows that's been getting canceled because it's LGBT based. My thing is, if the show ain't good, then it needs to go. And I guess, you know, at one point they was expecting the numbers to go up on Netflix and people really weren't getting into it. But they feel like what they said, when I got the call to tell me they weren't renewing the show because the completion rate wasn't high enough, of course I was very disappointed. What showrunner would be? I had been told a couple of weeks ago that they were hoping completion would get higher. I guess it didn't. And they also felt like the art of the initial marketing was beautiful. I think I expected that to be the beginning, and that the other equal compelling and important elements of the show, Monsters versus Monster Hunters, the battle between two powerful matriarchs, would eventually be promoted, and that didn't happen. So basically what the showrunner feels is that it wasn't being marketed properly, and said that fans have come out with their anger on the cancellation. One fan wrote, Netflix is weird as hell for Cancer First Kill, a successful show with a black female lead being canceled after outperforming several Netflix originals. Well, if this is a fact, if this is something that you can actually prove that it is something that has outperformed their other original shows, then that would call for a case. But you know what? I remember one time, when Noah's Ark was on Logo and that was their highest rated show, and after 2 seasons they decided to cancel it. So I do believe that there's some underlining bullshit with that as well, that whenever black people come along with something, or a show is featuring a black show or black cast in the lead, and it does bigger and better than their other shows, y'all be the first ones to want to be like, oh, the show didn't do well, let's cancel it. So if there's some underlying racism on Netflix's part, I would definitely love to see proof on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But from what I heard from people who've seen the show, even Lindsay, from Drinks and Drag, my co-host, was saying that she watched First Kill. This is when she did her recent beat face with Angel. They were basically saying how, like, even though, some of the writing is not that great, there's potential for the show to kind of like, she likes a lot of stuff, like it goes by quick and there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's definitely, it'll suck you in. I mean, it's not a perfect show, but there's a lot of potential with it. And then I had another friend who watched it. He was like, I couldn't even get past the first episode. It was just so bad. And I think what bothers me with a lot of these type of shows, I do not like that whole CW that romance angle that a lot of times they love to put into supernatural, horror, science fiction, like a lot of, even the comic book movies. Like when they do comic book films, I despise the relationship angle that they put in a lot of those films. So it gets on my nerves. I don't particularly like it. If it fits with the story, it's cool. But when it starts to dominate everything, it kind of annoys me. So I don't know, maybe people just don't care about watching lesbians. I don't know. But apparently Netflix, this is why people ain't invested in Netflix, because Netflix they don't really invest a lot of time in their original program. Y'all losing a lot of the other stuff. Y'all losing Friends, you're losing all these other shows, these other IPs that existed on other networks, because those networks that now have streaming services are buying back their product. The contract running out, they want them over at their network, so that way they can gain those followings and the money. And Netflix is losing all that. So they really need to take the time to invest and promote their original programming, because people are just jumping ship. And I understand y'all are losing a lot of money over there. So y'all need to figure out what y'all doing. Stop being so quick to cancel shit after a season. This is why I don't invest. Oh yeah, I only knew of the First Kill because it scrolled on my screen and the little clip they showed seemed very clear. Well, yeah, I kind of got cliched vibes. I got the whole Romeo and Juliet thing, but here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this, just because y'all probably gonna hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it. I don't do none of that. What is it? The identity politics type of shows. Just because it's got black people in it does not mean I'm gonna sit and watch it or support it. Just because it's got gay people in it doesn't mean I'm going to watch it. At the end of the day, the story has to be intriguing. If it's a bad show, but you just so happen to have a gay or LGBT person in the lead or a person of color in the lead, if the show is bad, if the dialogue is bad, if the shots are bad, if the acting is bad, I'm not watching it. I don't care. Story first for me. That is what I learned. Well, I learned that on my own when I had the ability to write stuff, because I am a writer at the end of the day. Of course, if you see my website, you know I'm a writer. But back in the day when I was a kid, I used to write little short stories and poems and all this other stuff and songs. I've done all of that. Have the books around here somewhere, probably at my parents' house in a box in their attic. And when I went to film school, they teach you that. It's like show, don't tell. So it's like you have to be able to tell a story. And the story sucks, I'm not supporting. I don't give a fuck who's in it. So we gotta stop always thinking that because, I don't believe in that whole concept of just because, how like let's do this for an example, like Beyonce fans. Oh, well, you should just be grateful you got an acknowledgement or a feature. So that's supposed to be enough for me. Y'all see, those are y'all the crumb snatchers. Y'all just, somebody throw y'all a crumb, that's supposed to be enough. I'm like, no, I don't want a crumb, bitch. I want a whole motherfucking pie. Especially if I work my ass off on it. Or give me half of the shit. Anyway. So Monet's change is talking about that final lip sync or that she had against Jinx Soon against that horrible ass Switch song. And I will admit that Monet definitely killed it in the lip sync. But then, of course, Rue was like, well, it's not only just the lip sync, it's also the overall season. And we have to be clear and absolutely correct with this, and justifiably so, that Jinx overall dominated that season. So, of course, she was going to win on that account. Now, in the performance, we see her voguing along the main runway, sassily holding her hand out to Jinx to kiss, throwing silver confetti from her pocket, and ending on a spectacular half split. Now, a particular highlight was when she whipped out a tube of lipstick, and Jinx scrolled across it at the beginning, setting the tone for the rest of the battle. Although Monet didn't win, she extended her congratulations to Queen of all Queens, Jinx Monsoon, on Instagram, saying, I cannot tell you how proud I am of myself, and specifically this effing lip sync. Bitch, I ate! Which she actually did, but to be quite frankly, that lip sync was terrible. Well, the song choice for the lip sync was terrible. I kind of fell back into old school habits, or old NYC habits, and coming up with last minute gags to do in this number. Getting some white nail polish for the Jinx lipstick, the money I made a PA run to get from my workroom station, and that soft and cunt catwalk at the end. To see the lighting, sound, camera, and PA crews clapping and cheering after it all felt euphoric. Pound the Alarm used to be my favorite lip sync, but Swish Swish is now the new... Oh no, girl, no, don't pick that song. That song was terrible. And let's be clear, I started with the slow floss and did a double time after 1/8 count. Speaking to EW about how she pulled together the Jinx Monsoon lipstick, Monet said, girl, I Bennifer cremmed the ish out of that. As we were leaving the workroom to go to the main stage, I was like, I should do some lipsticks. I grabbed some and asked the PA, do you have any white nail polish? I knew not to ask for whiteout because they banned whiteout. Probably because of what Miss Thomas did. Ben de la Creme. I did it right before we were seasons. White nail polish is going to be banned too. So congratulations to Monet. She may not have won, but she definitely did what needed to be done. Now, from Monet, let's talk about my girl, Shea Coulee, who didn't only come here to play, she came to slay, bitch. And she is definitely about to slay the MCU. Because the word on the street is Mama Coulee has been cast in the Disney Plus series Ironheart. She will play an unconfirmed role of starring alongside Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams / Ironheart. And this is what Deadline has reported on Wednesday. Now, people are believing that she may be playing Shade, the drag queen superhero. So she might be playing her. We'll find out when the show comes, but it's been undisclosed. So she confirmed the report in a tweet saying, beyond excited to see to be strutting out of the workroom right into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Words cannot express how excited I am to be part of this amazing project. The non-binary All-Stars 5 winner will be serving Marvel realness in the show when it premieres in 2023. So I'm pretty much excited for this new show when it comes out. We will get a glimpse of Riri Williams when we see Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. You do see her in the trailer when she gives the fist bump to Shuri, and then we also see her making her Ironheart costume, which she's a descendant of Iron Man. She's like this phase's Iron Man. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they bring with this show. Please give us more than 6 episodes, but this whole 6-episode thing with Disney Plus was not working for me. I heard that they're bringing back Moon Knight, so hopefully they'll get more episodes with that. And I should also point out that Shea Coulee has new music out called Let Go and Your Name. If you want to see the music video, the video is over on my website, ChrisAvalon.com. You can go check the video out when I'm done with the show, but I posted up earlier today. It dropped yesterday. And it's very much giving Janet Jackson, Luther Vandross, some Shalimar. Like, it's very much that 80s vibe. So I'm definitely, and the choreography was sickening. And she looked beautiful in the video, too. When I think she did the song on the Drag Race finale. I think it was Your Name she did in the finale. Or she did in the show when they did the talent thingy. But whatever. So congratulations to my girl, Shea. It's definitely, I can't wait to see you on the screen. Now, Trixie Mattel is revealing why she'll never do Drag Race again. And here's what she revealed to this is when she was speaking with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang on the Las Culturistas podcast about why she's not interested in competing on a future all-winner season of Drag Race, because you know they told about they were going to do a second one, and she's saying she's not coming back. She says, Drag Race is really hard. Nobody talks about it, but it's really physically, mentally hard. And I operate best in an environment where I do whatever I want and nobody evaluates me. And Drag Race is about doing what you're told and having it evaluated. And not to be gauche too, but it's also money. I mean, like even All Stars 3, when I won, even winning, I think I lost money doing it because all of the gigs I had to cancel, so I ended up losing money. It's hard, and you know, part of what makes Drag Race good is that the contestants are expected to basically imagine if you were cast in a superhero movie and it was your job to bring the costume and the special effects. So actually, any of those drag queens would wipe the floor with me. That I'm fine with. I'm fine with not doing as well as other people. But the work, I have nightmares about the preparation process of getting ready for the show. Katya and I don't even aspire to do that good of drag. The runways this season, I would always watch the runways and I'd be like, I wouldn't even know who to call to make that. So, yeah, a lot of times when I watch the show, I always wonder, I'm like, there must be a lot of work that really goes into the show and trying to figure out what exactly, oh my God, like for this show, I'm like, damn, who do I call that gotta make this specific outfit? Or how would this, or would this look good on the runway based on the show? So it's a lot of work and a lot of preparation that goes into doing a show like Drag Race. And I couldn't even imagine the amount of anxiety that goes through a lot of these queens when you're doing a competition like Drag Race, because the stakes are so high in there and it's so much that you have to spend so much money just to gather enough clothes to wear on these shows, just so that way you can, you know, for people to critique you or whatever the case is, be it the people at home or the judges. So it's like, it's a lot. So I can just definitely imagine. And you know what Trixie has been doing? She has so much going on right now with the hotel and you know, her music and the touring and all that stuff. So, and then with Katya. So she has a lot of things that's going on with her personal life that she doesn't really need to do Drag Race to come back to Drag Race. So I can understand if she doesn't want to come back, but I don't know. We'll see. So if any of the girls decide not to come back, you know, Rue will grab girls from the overseas seasons, like maybe Canada or you know, Holland or whatever else, and have them come on and fill in. So we'll see how they do on the future seasons, and who decides to come back and does not decide to come back when they do another season of Drag Race All Winners. So shout out to Trixie on that. And now the All-Star Queens, last but certainly not least, have revealed who they'd cast in film versions of their lives. Now that the season's over and the scepters and duct tape have been packed away, the queens have pretty much talked about who they would like to see play them on the big screen in their own, you know, in a movie on their life. The Vivian said Faye Dunaway, which I could definitely see that. It was cute or whatever. Evie Oddly said Zendaya. Yeah, I would definitely like to see Zendaya. Zendaya's definitely got that skinny model body. Monet Exchange said that it's a hard one with these Gen Zs. I don't know anything about who the young Monet who will play her, but she said Normani. Well, might as well, because quite as it's kept, I don't think that album from Normani ever gonna come out. She taking forever to put out that debut. Meanwhile, Camila Cabello ass put out 3 albums, mediocre ones, and people are still listening. I mean, look, she's still getting to put out albums, but y'all still got Normani on ice. Trinity the Tug said she'd cast the Vivian to play her because she does great impersonations of her. Shea Coulee said she would play her. She said, I feel like I'd do a Lady Chablis and play the Essence Hall be played by the Lady Chablis if she were alive. Because there were times when I would look at Jada, I'm like, you favorite Lady Chablis in a lot of her walk, her isms, and then just her overall look. Raja also said Zendaya. Jinx Monsoon, love her choice. She said I would say Macaulay Culkin or Kathy Griffin, or who I think would be great, she says, but I agree, Tilda Swinton. I love Tilda Swinton because Tilda Swinton is someone who identifies as, I guess she's very androgynous with her look. So I definitely like her. And Jada, who I said Lady Should Believe We're Alive should play her, she said Keke Palmer. So there you have it. Okay, so moving right along. We have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's talking about how someone had told him in the early stages of his career that playing gay would ruin his career. Now, like, y'all, I don't know what y'all thinking. Y'all like, Dwayne Johnson played gay? Yeah, she did. So the revelation came after the former Out editor, Jeffrey Epstein, spoke about his favorite cover stories in honor of the magazine's 30th anniversary. This included an interview he did with Johnson back in 2005 when the actor was promoting his crime comedy film Be Cool, which I believe was a sequel to Get Shorty that starred John Travolta. Now, Johnson played an openly gay man named Elliot who worked as a bodyguard and was an aspiring actor. Now, the role was one of Johnson's earliest film appearances as he transitioned from a stellar wrestling career into acting. This is around the time when he wanted to be taken seriously, so he would do like these little films here and there, and before he started to fully get into becoming the full movie action star that he is today. Now, Epstein, who is now the host of the D23 Inside Disney podcast, reminisced how Johnson was one of the nicest, smartest humans he's interviewed and was a class act when they met. Now, after seeing Epstein's words, Johnson opened up about the toxicity he experienced in Hollywood around LGBTQ plus representation and showed his support for queer fans. Johnson revealed he was advised in the early stages of his acting career to stay clear of playing gay characters as it could ruin his chances of landing bigger roles in the future, which is what we hear from a lot of people who work in the industry where they tell actors all the time. And it said, and in true The Rock fashion, Johnson recalled telling those influential figures to nicely take their hateful opinions and fuck off. Jeff, thanks, man, for these very kind words. Johnson wrote, I always say it's nice to be important and more important to be nice. He continued, I was told back then by a few influential folks that playing a gay man would ruin my career. I said, hold my tequila and fuck off. Nicely, of course. So I love the fact that he was like, you know what? He didn't listen to these people. He went and did what he wanted to do. And he's actually been able to carve out a good career. And it could be also because he's straight. So he was able to get it, you know. But still, at the end of the day, we need more LGBTQ representation. And I see slowly but surely we're still fighting that uphill battle to be seen and to get that representation and show that we could play so many different roles and parts and stuff. Yeah, so good luck to you, Dwayne. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing Black Adam when that comes out later this year. So shout out to Mr. Johnson. All right, so from Dwayne, let's go into Miss Saucy Santana girl because she is talking. Speaking of which, you know, Madonna busy this week. Not only does she have the song with Beyonce, she also released the Material Girl remix with her and Saucy Santana. So Madonna really been out here doing the damn thing musically. And I believe she's gonna profit off that Vogue remix too, because it's gonna go up the charts. And you know, Beyonce definitely doing her thing out here, but enough of that. Let's get into Saucy. So Saucy Santana thinks gay people are extra sensitive sometimes. Now, during a recent interview on the Bootleg Cab podcast, Santana, who's 28, born Justin Harris, talked about the gay community and the things he does and doesn't find offensive as a Black gay man. Now, when asked if it's homophobic when people say pause around him, a term usually said when a comment may come off as homosexual or hypersexual, Santana said, no, not to me. One thing about gays are sometimes we're extra sensitive because of how we're looked at and thrown to the wayside or considered bottom of the barrel. He continued, gays are always on the defense, but to me, that's not offensive. You calling me something crazy outside my name is offensive, but pause is cool. He also revealed that he's in a relationship and all other stuff, but we don't care about that. All we care about the fact is like what he thought about this whole situation. So yeah, to me, when I hear people say, you know, some certain thing and they go pause, it is a bit immature. And it's usually like straight guys, whatever, they'll say that dumb shit. And trust me, I have friends that do the same thing around me. And like Saucy, it doesn't really bother me. It's not a big issue. Now, if you say some shit that is harmful to the gay community, if you're going to say something that's homophobic or transphobic, then I'm going in and letting have on your ass. That's just the way I am. But when you say pause, whatever, like to me, that's just a little minor compared to other stuff that I've heard that is 10 times worse. So as long as you ain't saying nothing nasty or negative to me or being disrespectful, saying pause is not a big deal. It's not a big deal to me. So shout out to Saucy. There's I've noticed a lot of the LGBT artists are getting signed and stuff because Saucy got signed. I heard Ken just got signed. I think he also released I believe released the album or an EP or something or another. But I heard he was signed to a label. So they're definitely out here trying to get a lot of these LGBT artists on this roster and see what they can do. Material girl. Okay. Material girl. Anyway, I can't stop saying it, honey. All right, so let's get to our final topic, and that is let's talk about dummy Lovato. Okay. So now she is opening up about her recent decision to start using her pronouns again. So, before, I think back in April, she was talking about how she went by they, them pronouns, which was cool because I'm here for the girls when, if you're really struggling with your gender identity and trans identity, whatever the case is, if you're a member of the LGBTQ community, we opened you up with oh yeah, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me, girl. So we're going to get to that cast photo in a minute. But let me just wrap this over because I was about to say, girl, I almost forgot about my line. But thank you for reminding me, production, because my mind, but whatever. Anyway, let's get into this so we don't miss a minute. We got like 7 minutes left. So Demi came out and was like, back a couple months ago, she was like, I'm feeling very much non-binary, they, them, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I was here for it. Now, coincidentally, before she's got a new album coming out, she decides to go back to she, her pronouns. And this is her explaining. Oh, this is back in April 29 when she revealed Out Magazine. But here's so when she spoke to the Spout podcast, a weekly podcast where famous people spout off on more than what they're famous for, Navarro spoke about her new album, Holy Fuck is what she's calling it. Sobriety, being non-binary, and her recent pronoun change, saying this: for me, I'm such a fluid person that I felt like, especially last year, my energy was balanced in my masculine and feminine energy, so that when I was faced with the choice of walking into a bathroom and it said women and men, I didn't feel like there was a Tamara bathroom for me because I didn't feel necessarily like a woman. I didn't feel like a man. I just felt like a human. This is what she told host Tamara Dia, who confessed that she didn't fully understand the concept of they, them, as Lovato explained to her. She said that is what they, them is about for me. It's about like feeling human at your core. Well, they, them is basically, she says, they, them is basically about just, I don't feel much of anything. I have the masculine energy, I have the feminine energy. I just feel like it's a combination of things, and it's just, I don't feel like I need to identify as a specific gender to be who I am. I'm human. I am me at the end of the day. I don't need to go by all these different things. Sometimes I feel feminine. Sometimes I feel masculine. And she's saying that recently she feels more feminine. So I've adopted she, her again. And I think it's important. Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody says that you're perfect and this, that, and the other. However, I feel like what you're doing is extremely dangerous. And you flip, you playing the whole gender hopscotch situation. It basically throws people off with what's going on. Bad enough, a lot of people, especially in our community, we're trying to catch up and figure out what the fuck's going on with all of a sudden y'all doing the whole gender hopscotch situation where y'all like to hop from I'm she today, I'm he tomorrow, I'm her next week, I'm we, she, thee, we, I'm all these different things. And if you are gonna do that, that's great. Yes, gender hopscotch, bitch. It's like, girl, I need to get this bitch some chocolatas because she is a flip flopper. Like I don't mean like in a way where it comes across as like transformer or whatever the case is. That it's like, oh, you need to pick a side. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be. Just keep the shit to yourself. I feel like this is an attention grab. And I said on social media, all I put up was the story, and I put, if doing too much was a person. So apparently this trans person that jumped in and was mad at me over me saying that, talking about, I would hate for somebody to come out to you as non-binary or trans because you be sitting up in here making fun of being insensitive. I'm like, I'm not being insensitive. Just because, like I said before, just because something is LGBTQ and geared towards me, if the shit sucks, I'm not supporting it. Just because you are LGBTQ and you're in the community, don't mean I'm going to support and have to support every little thing that you're a part of, because some people are dangerous. Caitlyn Jenner being one of them. Just because she identifies as trans, don't mean that bitch not going to get the smoke, especially since there have been things that she has been vehemently against that is harmful to our community. Because at the end of the day, the bitch is Republican still and making a lot of money. So to me, it's like, if you want to go and change and do whatever the case is, that's great. But you want to keep it private because you get mad at us for commenting on it. But to me, it's just like, she's doing this because she has a new album to come out, and she wants probably those people to come back about. And look, quiet as it's kept, Demi music ain't been good in years. Like, she always felt the idea, great voice, could sing her ass off, but I feel like she has never been able to manifest a good career outside of the whole Disney realm, like a Miley Cyrus, like a Selena Gomez, like a Ariana Grande, all these other people. But how are we at 90 seconds already when it's 1:57? But anyway, I mean, hour 57. We got 2 minutes. It looked like technically it's 3 minutes. Oh wait, 90 seconds, that's a minute and a half. Anyway, apparently math isn't mathing in my brain right now. But let's talk really quickly about this whole Bad Boys Atlanta situation. So Milan posted the cast, which looked like it's about 11 people. 4 people too many. Like, to me personally, I think if you're going to do a reality show, it should be at least a good 7, a core 7, like the Magnificent 7. When you look at the Real Housewives, they always have a good 7 girls on there, whatever the case is. To me, I need to see a trailer before I can even jump on any type of situation to know whether or not the show is going to be good. I heard they shot the show in less than 2 weeks. I don't know how you could get a whole reality show filmed in 2 weeks. That would be enough to be able to pull out enough stuff about all the people that's on this show and have us really dive into a lot of these characters. So, and also the show is going to be on Milan's he's got his own streaming service. No shade, but I'm not subscribing. What is it, $5.99 or whatever the case is, $4.99? I'm not subscribing to no damn streaming service with only one show on it. So I need more content. If somebody got a free something, whatever, you can slide me that good old subscription. Let me slide me up in there and do whatever. To me, it's giving me like, okay, so if I need to see a trailer, because I'd be like, how is this different? And we're gonna get to the Milan situation in a second, the video, because I got a clip that I'm gonna play. But how is this gonna be different than any of the other shows that I watch on YouTube? Like, I feel like he should just drop this shit on YouTube and gain an audience, and you'll be able to probably profit from that. Like, when I watched Chasing Atlanta gave me what needed to be given. I know they got Chasing LA right now, where oh my God, what's the boy that was actually on William the Baddest? He's on Chasing LA. So you went from Bad Boys LA to Chasing LA. So he's definitely doing his thing over on there now. William Baddest, who left the house, the little white queen that was getting into fights and all other shit, and got his ass beat by the hoe that, like, I'm always asking people to pull their damn dick out, Anthony. At the auditions. And to me, I'm just like, okay, so I got a lot of questions. Like, I see this whole cast. I don't know who any of these people are. I heard some of them are porn stars with OnlyFans. Some of them are influencers. I don't know what they influencing, but I need more tea. I need more information. And I need to see a trailer. Like, you giving me a picture of like 25 niggas in a goddamn photo. I need some tea. I need some more. I need some more information. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for this trailer. Hopefully it's gonna drop soon. And I don't know how you're gonna be able to pull together some interesting stories out of just 2 weeks of filming. But I guess when you're on a budget, you gotta do what needs to be done and try to get as much as you get in. But at least he was more clever with his shit, unlike that other show over on the Zeus Network, where y'all trying to profit real quick over some damn auditions. and got people acting a fool at auditions with no guarantee that they're even going to be on Bad Boys Houston. So we'll see how that comes out. And I don't know if we're going to kind of sign out, and we'll sign out with the clip, or we'll just play the clip and then I'll come back and sign out. But let's play this clip really quick because we got to go. And Milan shading everyone at the Zeus Network. Hold the clip.
I don't give a fuck about none of those hoes from that show. I really don't. Like, I really don't. The only person that I have any type of like synergy with or energy with would be Natalie, because I actually was friends with Natalie at one point. You know what I mean? But the rest of them bitches, I don't care nothing about none of them hoes. Like, they were all irrelevant before the show. They all still are irrelevant. They all are dick hungry, broke ass, loser ass bitches. Like, it's just like, none of them bitches I give a fuck about. And the other bitch, y'all already know what type of time I'm on when I ever run into that bitch for, you know, whatever reasons. And bitch, real G's move in silence like lasagna, bitch. So if you don't know who I'm talking about, bitch, you will know if I ever run into that faggot. So, but with that being said, the rest of them bitches, I don't care about you hoes. Like, I don't give a fuck about what y'all talking about. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Bitch, y'all not gonna come to Atlanta. Y'all not really gonna go any motherfucking where without having a shitload of motherfucking security. All that internet shit y'all be talking, like, girl, please. Y'all knew what time it was when I was in that motherfucking house, and ain't now one of you bitches did a motherfucking fuck ass thing or bust the grape, to be honest. Okay? Even with my motherfucking fucked up leg, bitch. So it just be a lot. But make sure y'all get ready for Bad Boys ATL. My motherfucking bad boys are fucking off the chain. The Avery, Super, Levi, Malik, the other Malik, aka Simba, Trackstar, Nashville, Kevlo, Rio. Like, we just really, they all T Smiley, y'all all did an amazing job. Okay. So, and I'm just proud of my accomplishment. This is my first show. My first docu-series, and so it is.
Well, you know what? I have to give it up to Milan. He's definitely out here doing his thing. He had a dream, he put it together, and he did what needed to be done to get that show, where it needed to get it. And shout out to him for naming them names of them people that's on that show, because I know none of them, still don't. But at least you're out here doing something. So I have to give him his props on the fact that, he's in exec mode and he's creating content with some people in it. And I also want to give a shout out to, oh my God, Real Tea Talk over on the YouTube, as I like to call YouTube, because that's the entertainment channel. I call it the YouTube. That's why I get on my entertainment shit. But anyway, so yeah, I want to give a shout out to them for that clip. And yes, thank you all for tuning into this episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. And also thank production, EJ Parker, who was doing all the technical stuff, all the little graphics and the clips and all that stuff. He was bringing it in, like, definitely doing the damn thing, doing a great job, and making this show amazing and top notch every week that we bring it to you. Raw, bitch. I might actually do one more episode. I'm thinking about it before I go on to, like, take a 2-week break or something or another, and then come back in the fall with a whole new season. Because, a lot of TV coming out. We bitches don't take no damn breaks. But anyway, so we'll talk about that later on and see what we do about that. And then because my birthday's coming up, my dad's birthday's coming up a week prior, so I know it's going to be busy around that time. My birthday is always Labor Day weekend. But anyway, love you all for watching. See you next time. Until next week, ciao, darling. So yes, it's 2 more episodes. 2 more. Love Unfiltered. Love you all for watching. And support.
Unfiltered, filtered, filtered, filtered.